What is Expo Dubai and why is it changing the world? Hello lovely YouTube family. Welcome back to Future Tens. In today's videos, we are going to talk about what is Expo Dubai and why is it changing the world. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Every minute a new truck enters the Expo 2020 site in Dubai South. All are scanned in with QR codes and driven into what looks like any other construction zone. Yet, within the space of 3 years, this site will become home to the most anticipated event to ever be held in Dubai. Right now, however, there are only 2 buildings, the Expo 2020 headquarters and a half-sized mock-up of a country pavilion. Everything else is construction-related. There's an on-site batching plant for concrete, 3 132 kV substations, 12 tower cranes, a number of air-conditioned rest huts, and a handy color-coded signage system. Here and there, the early signs of structures are beginning to emerge. An extension to the existing metro system, which will connect both the Expo 2020 site and Al Maktoum International Airport, is also making headway, while the importance of sustainability is evident throughout the extensive, dust-blown site. All excavated earth is being reused, on-site lights are solar-powered, and the steel from previous buildings is being repurposed. This is literally a 24-hour job, says Ahmed Al-Khatib, Senior Vice President for Real Estate at Expo 2020. He has 2 mobile phones, neither of which leave his side, ever, and for good reason. Al-Khatib is responsible for the overall construction of the Expo 2020 site, which, in 3 years' time, will host the first World Expo to ever be held in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. With 25 million visitors expected to attend and the UAE to receive an estimated economic boost of $34.5 billion, there's no pressure. Absolutely, there's no pressure, says Al-Khatib with a laugh. I don't think the team sleeps. We have consultants and contractors from all over the world. So if it is night over here, it's morning in Chicago, so working around the clock is very, very necessary. But it's exciting and it's literally a one-of-a-kind experience. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the privilege to be part of a similar project again. It's a university on its own. You think you know everything, but actually when it comes to the amount of logistics, the amount of challenges, the different caliber of consultants and contractors, you're constantly learning. But everybody's working towards one goal, to make an exceptional experience for the visitors and for the country, and make sure that it lives long in the memory. The figures involved give you a sense of the scale. A total of 4.7 million square meters of earth had to be moved before construction could begin at the 438-hectare site, which is situated not far from Al Maktoum International Airport. With 5,000 cubic meters of concrete currently being poured every week and an additional 500 tons of steel being brought in every 7 days, foundations for the site's 3 themed districts are already complete. These districts will be integral to the site, converging at its centerpiece, the 150-meter wide, 69-meter tall domed Al Wasl Plaza, and housing more than 180 individual country pavilions. There will also be separate themed pavilions, including the Santiago Calatrava-designed UAE Pavilion, modeled on the wings of a falcon, London-based Foster Plus Partners tiered trefoil-shaped Mobility Pavilion, and Grimshaw Architects Sustainability Pavilion. The latter, for which main basement construction is to begin shortly, will be able to capture energy from the sun and fresh water from humid air. This is a very complex project, admits Al-Khatib. We are building a city. Right now, we are at around 7,000 workers on site and we are expecting to reach around 37,000. Then there's the equipment, the laydown areas, the accessed roads, the food, how to feed everybody on site, the waste management. It will become more and more challenging as the countries start coming in. But we are taking all measures to make sure this is a very smooth and easy experience. The infrastructure and the power in any development are the most critical items, and we are actually finishing them ahead of time. In total, 2 square kilometers of the site will form the Expo event area, while the remaining land will be dedicated to support facilities such as the Expo 2020 Village, warehousing, logistics, transport, hotels, and a public park. The goal is to complete all construction work a full year before the event is due to take place. All of this comes at a price, of course. This year, $3.1 billion in Expo contracts will be awarded, including the $600 million contract won by Dubai-based Al Fudain Carillion earlier this year. Our sustainability KPIs, key performance indicators, are very high and very challenging, says Al-Khatib. The Sustainability Pavilion, for example, defines the model from all perspectives, from power generation to water generation to harvesting humidity from the air. It will be a benchmark for future sustainability practices. The challenge was also how to create buildings that suit the future real estate market. So we looked at maximizing efficiency. We looked at how to make our designs as modular as possible so we can expand the buildings based on market demand. More than 80% of whatever we construct for the Expo will remain as a legacy. What happens after the event is important to Expo 2020, so much so that it intends to leave an economic, physical, social, and reputational legacy. The first question I get from everybody, whether I'm presenting to a businesswoman or a 7-year-old, is what's going to happen after Expo, says Marjan Fariduni, Senior Vice President for Legacy Development at Expo 2020. And that's related a lot to the site. Right now, we're building structures and I work very closely with Ahmed Al-Khatib. When we first started out, he managed the whole design process. But my role was how is this going to be transitioned or repurposed for future use? My team and I spent a lot of time trying to build a vision for the city after Expo, and we did that. We have a strategy. We know the type of industries we want to bring in. We know that we need to bring technology companies because that's how the world is progressing. But we also know that there's something special about the site, that it did host a mega event that was important for the history of our nation. So we also wanted to retain some of the elements that made it special. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.